So when you start working with view, you notice by default it's creating ground cameras, which have a top and main camera, and also sunlight. So we have a different type of light sources we can create it, and sunlight one of the main. Let's look on some properties of this. When you select sun, you notice we have a gizmo tool available, which is applied same as other object with some exceptions. The one we can move around, however, we cannot resize it and skewer the other options because it is just light source. But we can change altitude, azimuth, and other options. You can modify by dragging, and if you need a match more accurate with the numbers, you can go inside the atmosphere editor, sun tab, and modifying right here azimuth and pitch. You also can modify on a sun size and corona. And example, let me disable glowing effect so we can preview sun better. And right here you can notice we can increase size of the sun and also can increase visible corona. It's glowing around the sun to like 0, so we have to just on the sun itself. Also the position, how I said, if you want to match for the video or photo you shot, you can take positions, a time and date, and figure out what azimuth and pitch was that time for the sun, so you can put directly value inside and accurately match the position of the sun for your scenery. Okay, this is about position for the sun, but also when you select, you notice right here in our object properties, we have it the lens flare, we have it the light gel, volumetric value, and shadows. So let's look on the shadows first. I'm going to create a cube right here. Let's move it around. Place it closer right here. We'll take sunlight. Adjusting, and I just want to place it my camera so we can look a little bit closer on our shadows. Okay, as well, let's go to atmosphere editor, and I want to set the light on global radiosity. Okay, let's preview our image. Okay, and you notice right here we have a sharp kind of edge shadows. You can modify these shadows if you go in sunlight 2 ways. One, we can actually increase softness, and let's just pop up maximum to 45. You'll see right here kind of creating dots because we're not in final mode. This is softness. It will create nice natural look shadows with a light kind of softness, but it will create some grainy effect. To reduce grainy effect, you need increased quality. So even by switching from standard to final, you can see it's already quite a bit increased from this, but we still have this grain, so we need to work more, and mostly because it is calculating on how many rays is going, so we need pop-up, also anti-aliasing, but it's creating this kind of interesting soft effect. I do like use this sometimes in landscapes. Okay, other effect you also can create it by going inside the shadows and edit shadows in our, and we can go and modify here. You have the options to modify overall shadow density, how strong you want it. The most part right here is using this shadow map. By default, if you enable, you have a shadow map which is creating kind of nice and more natural soft shadows. Even it's look nicer on object, but it's have a few artifacts. Mostly when you work with the ecosystem, it's make leaves kind of glowing. To do this, you also need to work a little bit on a base. You maybe want increasing and maybe increase size, so you can work this way, or use after size and work through this way. So right here you can see effect, or for example stronger, so let's put it 1.1 to create a little bit stronger on this. So then right here you can see how it start working. By modifying this value you can kind of match and creating nice, but this will create soft effect as well. And also when you work with the softness, so we're increasing our softness, we can modify constant, or we can also effect this way. Okay, so let me go select softness back on a 0, so it's disabled. This is one of the kind of effect of the softness shadows when used with sun. But if you look right here, as a light editor, we have all standards which apply to other lights as well, and we'll look overall in a second for this. We have it a lens flare, we have it a gels, what we can apply it. We have the volumetric value if we enable for the light, so we can see this distance kind of density of the light through the particles in our atmospheres. Shadows we're looking. We have a different type of the light and kind of nice. Most of them will be applied on other light subjects as well as variable light, so we can create a different effect on the light. And we also have influence which objects or what properties, how it can influence specific light. Okay, so one thing actually, if you're more interested in lights, what I do recommend for you, it's going to our Geekatplay website. And inside the view, you find a lot of different subjects. We cover almost all of them during the time. And one what I recommend, it's look for the light in view. Okay, and it is right here. And you can see we look on different type of the lights, a little bit more as a project based. So this is what we're doing right now. It's overview of some properties, but you also recommend go inside and check more right here. And some of them, for example, lighting and lights gel, as well as a how light effect. So overall, I recommend going to Geekatplay website, check for additional project based. But till we're here and we look overview, so let's go over these tabs and see how they can affect in working with the lights.